What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is BrendenPlayz, and today is Tuesday. It's a little bit of a late one. I apologize for that, but we are here with Let's Talk Tuesdays. It's been a big day for me. I spammed the living shit out of my channel with so many WWE 2k15 entrance videos. I apologize. I'm tired as hell, but I'm on the grind, and I love it. So, without further ado, let's get into today's questions. So the first one is from Boxy Boy Liam. Your thoughts on WWE 2k15? Honestly, I'm going to probably do a bigger video, or if not, I'll go into more depth during my live streams. But so far, the game is just, I would say, mediocre. It's really a watered down version of WWE 2k14. It's missing so many modes, but you know, it's okay. You know, it gets it done. The showcase mode, I haven't tried it. I haven't tried the NXT mode yet. I'm saving them for a live stream that I'm going to do this week. But Universe mode has a couple of extra features. You know, there's missing a lot of superstars, and the entrance and the attires and things like that are pretty poor. Honestly, it's a pretty poor attempt, and it's just missing so many different things. I mean, the Shield has still got their Shield attire, and you know, just little things like that just kind of make this game, you know, meh. I wouldn't recommend it, honestly. If you got the PS4 or Xbox One, don't get this game. It's not worth it. But I think, you know, there's enough there to enjoy it. There's enough value there in the game. But yeah, from honestly first thoughts, it's not really worth the full price tag, because it's missing so many things compared to 2K14, and there's not really much of a difference or an improvement in the game really at all. So this one is from Monda. How old do you think Ryback will be booked now that he is back? Well, it looks as though they've turned him babyface, which is the best thing for him. They've kept his old gimmick, the Feed Me More gimmick, which is obviously the right move. So far, so good. They've made some good decisions. The crowd was certainly into his return. I was pumped. I was marking out. I was so pumped. And, you know, I've missed Ryback. I've missed this Ryback, you know, this monster babyface. Has the big chant. Everyone's loving him. You know, Ryback is my favorite right now in the WWE. And, you know, I just kind of forgot about him and just stopped caring for him a little bit. You know, deep down, I was still a fan. I was still watching him. You know, I'd never skip any of his segments, and I would tune in to watch some extra things if he was on main event or something. He did something cool there. But I was always just so disappointed with how they booked Ryback. And, you know, as soon as he turned heel, he was done. It was never going to work from there. And, you know, that's exactly what happened. Cena killed Ryback single-handedly. But I feel as though Ryback had come back, and I think, honestly, he could go straight into the main event. You know, that's how big this gimmick got, and that's how over he was in his first night. So don't be surprised if Ryback gets a really good push to kick it off. And, you know, there's a 2-month gap between now and the Royal Rumble, and that's when Roman Reigns is expected to come back. Daniel Bryan, I don't know when he's coming back, but it's certainly not, if it's not the Royal Rumble, it's certainly not until after that. So there's another spot for a big babyface to come in. Randy Orton may be turning babyface, we don't know the situation there, but Ryback has a good opportunity to step into a big role as a babyface, and I would probably say Ryback will be a part of Team Cena. So Ryback, I think, will get booked very strong, and hopefully he can make it as a main eventer. I think he's a great talent overall. Yes, he's not the best fucking in-ring worker. We all know that. Yes, he may not have Bray Wyatt promo ability, but he is good enough. You know, if Roman Reigns can be a main eventer, Ryback can certainly be a main event. I think Ryback's much better than Roman Reigns for sure. Ryback has the look, has the intensity, can get through a promo, good enough in the ring. I think he's the full package in my opinion, and I would be, you know, I'm a big Ryback fan obviously, and I'm a little biased, but I think Ryback can be a great main eventer if they make him one. You know, he has all the tools, they just have to push him and book him correctly. This one is from Dustin2K. Do you think John Cena is the right choice to be the #1 contender for the WWE Championship, or should it be somebody else? Well, I said many times I thought Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar would make a great feud, but you know, if it's not Cena, if it's not Orton, who else really can it be? Dean Ambrose? No. Seth Rollins? No. You know, the only logical choice is John Cena or Randy Orton. Daniel Bryan's not back yet, otherwise he could possibly be a choice, but you know, they only really have 2 choices, and they don't want to do Randy Orton, so it's got to be John Cena. This one's from Bailey14. What do you think of this year's traditional Survivor Series match? Who do you think will be in it? Well, if that's assuming that John Cena and Triple H, the Authority, will be a 5-on-5 or a 4-on-4 Survivor Series match, who will I think be in it? If it's, we'll say that it's a 5-on-5. So I honestly think we'll have Cena, Ziggler, Ryback, Orton, one more. You know, it won't be Ambrose, because I think Ambrose will face Wyatt one-on-one, so I don't know. Who's a fifth? Who can be a fifth? Don't know, I'll skip that. I can't think of a fifth right now. But for Team Authority, I think we'll see Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury come back into the ring. You'll see they've been given a much bigger role in recent weeks, so I wouldn't be surprised if they are on Team Authority. So I could see them having a match and pretty much just getting bitched out in the first, you know, few minutes, but I can see them being on Team Authority with Seth Rollins, Kane, and it's probably a long shot, but maybe Triple H could come in and return to the ring. Otherwise, I don't know, you know, probably, I don't know, man, maybe Cesaro, but he's been getting bitched out, so it's hard to say that another, you know, heel, but I think Triple H kind of needs to step in the ring to make the Authority stronger. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Triple H compete again. Hopefully he does. This one is from Nambakos7. Who do you think will go over in the Ambrose vs. Wyatt upcoming feud? That is a really tough choice because I think both men need to win the feud. But if you book it well enough, it doesn't matter who really wins. You know, if you have it as Wyatt, you know, the only reason why he beat Ambrose is because he cheated or had a run-in or, you know, something to protect Ambrose. You know, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I think Bray Wyatt needs to win more, though. He's coming off a couple-month absence. He needs to make an impact. He needs to be booked strong. Ambrose just, I suppose, lost his feud with Rollins, so he probably needs to win the feud as well. But as long as they don't make Ambrose look weak, as long as they book them strongly, it doesn't really matter. And you can have big bad Bray Wyatt knock off Ambrose. And, you know, I think this one will probably last a few months, so I think they may trade back and forth a couple of wins anyways, so I don't think it really will matter all that much who actually goes on to win the overall feud anyways. This one is another one about the Bray Wyatt feud. Dreading Panda, do you feel as though Ambrose and Wyatt will have a good feud? I do think they will. I think this is going to be a great feud for the promos alone, but the start of the feud was same old with Bray Wyatt, just a promo on the screen. You know, they really got to try and do something different with Bray Wyatt. I lost interest straight away. Honestly, they've really got to do something different. And I feel as though this feud could slide down the card and just, you know, not just be taken lightly, you know, shoved under the rug kind of thing for John Cena's feud, you know, elevate that to everything. And when you think about it, when there's a feud with so many guys involved in it, it's hard for any other feuds to really get much air time. And that's kind of what happened. Ambrose and Wyatt, they got their time in, but I just think their segment that they were involved in didn't really have much of an impact. So, still more impact than TNA, but didn't really have much of an impact. This one's from Anthony Adamson. Your thoughts on WWE dropping the Elimination Chamber? Honestly, if they drop the Elimination Chamber for, of all the names, Fast Track or Fast Lane, one of the two, that is one of the worst names I've ever heard in my life. That is honestly, I think a monkey could come up with a better pay-per-view name than that. Whoever the hell, in my opinion, this name is shocking. So whoever the hell thought of this name should be fired. You know, honestly, why not just make it No Way Out again? I mean, why not? I mean, the Ruthless Aggression, that had the best pay-per-view names. So your Vengeance, you had your No Mercy, you had your Judgment Day, your Armageddon, your No Way Out, your WrestleMania, your Big Four. They had some fucking great pay-per-view names. They had some really good pay-per-views, and all the pay-per-views felt as though they were, you know, good shows. You never really went into a pay-per-view thinking, oh, you know, it's just Vengeance, it's nothing. You know, I always thought, okay, something big could happen. It's Vengeance. This is going to be awesome. So that's just how I thought about it. And now WWE have all these gimmicky pay-per-views, and you're like, oh, same old crap. Elimination Chamber, I'm happy for them to drop the concept, but for Fast Track, Fast Lane, Jesus Christ, no, please no. I mean, at least TNA has some decent pay-per-view names. I think TNA actually does okay in that department. Their pay-per-views are terrible, but they have some decent pay-per-view names at least. WWE puts on some okay pay-per-views, but they're coming up with some shocking names. Payback, not great. What is it? Battleground is, you know, that's terrible. Now Fastlane, geez, somebody, whoever's creating these pay-per-view names, please fire them. Vince, please fire them. They're dreadful. This one's from Hazel. How long do you think Sheamus will be champion? Well, honestly, I think it's time to drop the title off him. I said it on my Brendan Sims videos for the predictions for Hell in a Cell. I honestly thought Sheamus should lose the belt. Was The Miz the right choice? Probably not. But I still think Rusev and Sheamus is money there. I think that's the way to go about it. Now, for that 5th Survivor Series member, it just clicked to me. It'll be Sheamus. So, I forgot about Sheamus. That's how much I give a shit about him. I care about him zilch. I do not give a shit about Sheamus. Honestly, he should lose that belt. He's done absolutely nothing for it. Rusev's the right man to take that belt, in my opinion. Turn it into the Russian Championship. It just books itself. And honestly, I think you could have Rusev, this is how I would do it, have Rusev win the belt, turn it into the Russian Championship, hold the title for up until WrestleMania. By then, he's gotten all this heat, you know, he's bragging about how he's the US champion, and he's, you know, cheering on Russia. Nobody can beat this big bad Russian. And I would have Ryback beat Rusev and hand him his first loss. You get a great big guy versus big guy feud at WrestleMania. It's a big match type. It feels kind of old school style matchup. You know, honestly, some people say, you know, we've had these before, they don't really work. I still think this one could be a bit different, though, because I think Rusev works a different style. You know, has the drop kick, has the super kicks. You know, he can do the power moves as well. So it has a little bit diversity to him as well. So I think it could work a little bit better with Ryback compared to a Mark Henry or a Big Show with Ryback. So I think this one could be good. And you build up to WrestleMania. It's a big WrestleMania match. Obviously, it means Ryback won't be in the main event, but I don't think there's a spot for Ryback in the main event of WrestleMania or in a top match in WrestleMania. I think he will be in a mid-card match anyway. So what better match would it be, you know, would be suited for than the Rusev situation if you built the story up correctly? So give him the US title, turn to the Russian Championship, and go from there. Ryback, this top over babyface, comes along, beats Rusev, and, you know, can have his first singles title run. I think it's a great storyline, in my opinion. I think that would really work. So that's an idea, but certainly get the belt off Sheamus. He's awful. This is from Tom Elliott. Brendan, what do you think about the almost the same tag team matches on Raw each week? You know, it just gets repetitive. Sometimes we just see the same shit over and over. This week's Raw was better. I thought this week's Raw was fantastic. But, you know, for previous Raws, it's always Kane and Seth Rollins versus somebody. It's the Usos and Star and Goldust versus somebody. Or, you know, versus... They may add an extra person in, a different person every week to make it somewhat different. But, man, it's the same shit over and over, which makes Raw boring and a drag. They need to freshen it up. Especially for the tag team division, there's so few tag teams. I thought Big Show and Mark Henry, they would actually add something to the tag team division. I think we'll talk about it soon, but I'm not a big fan of the split, but I think they just got to make some tag teams. Seeing Mizdow and The Miz teaming up on Raw this week gives me a bit of hope that they may be making a play for the tag titles. I know they did lose, but you know, we need more tag teams. That's why the tag teams are so stale, because we're seeing the same tag teams over and over, because there is no fucking tag teams. That's the problem. We need more tag teams to freshen it up. Okay, so we'll segue into the Big Show Henry thing. This one's from the end of Fusion 16. What's up, Brendan? What do you think of Mark Henry attacking Big Show and turning heel? I think it was pretty expected, honestly. The way they did it, though, like him just getting slapped by Big Show, I don't know, man. It's just a bit silly, but Mark Henry as a heel is much better. I think Big Show being the babyface is probably preferable. I mean, I think Henry is the better heel out of the two, obviously, but we've seen this feud before, and you got to think about it, though. These guys are in their mid-40s. I mean, what more do we really want? Is this a point where this is these guys' wishes to have their final matches against each other and retire, or what? Or is it... You know, because I don't get it. I mean, Mark Henry and Big E, I think, could be a good tag team. I think these older guys, Big Show, Henry, Kane, should be used as tag team guys. And teaming them up with a young guy. Help the young guy get over with the veteran. It worked with Star and Goldust. Obviously, more so when it was the Cody Rhodes and Goldust thing. Stardust is, you know, he sucks. But it can work, and the veterans should be working with the younger guy with tag teams. Having Big Show and Henry just feud it out again, even though we saw this feud 4 years ago. Come on, man. You know, we've seen this shit before. You know, who really cares? Nobody really cares about a Big Show and Henry feud in 2014, do we? I don't. This one's from Larice R23. If Lesnar doesn't defend the title at Survivor Series, should they strip him of the title? Because the championship rules state you must defend it every 30 days, and rumor is he won't be back for the Royal Rumble. Well, won't be back till the Royal Rumble, I should say. They're not going to strip him of the title, obviously. And it's not really Lesnar's fault when you think about it, and you think about it storyline-wise. Yes, he should defend the title every 30 days, but he can't help it if there's not a title match made for him to be in. And it's the Authority's decision, storyline-wise, to book the matches and to book him in a title match. So them not putting Lesnar in a title match isn't on Lesnar. He shouldn't be stripped of that. It's just simply down to who's making the matches. It should be the GM / the Authority's problem. So that's the fault, you know, in the storyline-wise. But yes, he should be defending the title. I think he should be having a match at Survivor Series. It annoys me that he's not, but it is what it is. You know, can't help it. Nothing we can really do, can we? And today's final question comes from Dynamite Jordan 07. Besides James Ennis, who is your favorite basketball player? Well, probably would have been LeBron, but well, actually not really. Dwight Howard was my first basketball player that I really latched onto, and he was my favorite player. So it probably is Dwight, then D Wade. Obviously D Wade, the heart and soul of Miami Heat. I'm a Miami Heat fan, so D Wade is certainly one of my favorites. But James Ennis is definitely one of my favorites right now, and hopefully he has a big future. But Dwight Howard and D Wade are my other two favorites. That'll do it for today's edition of Let's Talk Tuesdays. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe. Lots of WWE 2k15 content coming away in the next few days. As well as that, we have the Bragging Rights pay-per-view coming up real soon. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, BrendenPlayz. I'm going to be streaming a lot more as well on Twitch, so keep an eye out for that. The Twitch is BrendenPlayz. I'll link it in the description down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next Tuesday.